The throaty growl of motorcycles means money is rumbling into Southwest Colorado on Labor Day. But how much? How to make the most out of hiring an intern, and celebrate the female form with Femme, a one-night show by McCarson Jones. These stories and more on this edition of Inside Durango News.
You're watching Inside Durango News, Durango's only televised news magazine, covering local news and features, business updates, sports, arts, and entertainment, and up-to-date minute weather forecasts for the greater Durango area. Featuring news anchor Ashley Dixon, Monty Grushkin on business, and Jordan Alexander with sports. Brought to you by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. Fast Signs.
I'm Ashley Dixon, and we're coming to you from the top of the Crossroads building in downtown Durango. Our top story: Durango School District 9R students continue to improve their performance on Colorado's annual reading, writing, and math assessments. At least that's what the 2014 TCAP test results indicate. The Colorado Department of Education released TCAP test scores earlier this month, just in time for the start of school on August 25th. TCAP stands for Transitional Colorado Assessment Program, and the tests are designed to give school districts, teachers, and parents a snapshot of student performance from the past year. Durango Superintendent Dan Snowberger said Durango District students posted positive gains in reading and writing at the elementary and high school levels and remained flat in math. Writing scores were the highlight of the year.
And writing was an area that we saw significant growth. I think our growth scores were on the high side, meaning students gained at least a year's worth of growth, if not more, with many subgroups actually growing even more than a year's worth of growth.
Snowberger attributed the writing gains to the district's increased focus last year on incorporating writing assignments in every subject area. The district also made gains in closing the achievement gap, particularly in reading and writing among minority students. In addition, students with disabilities maintained at least 1 year's growth in most grade levels and subject areas, a first for the district. Snowberger said the controversial move last year to fully integrate students with disabilities into regular classes is starting to pay off.
In the past, that has been a group that has not achieved a year's worth of growth, and so we embarked on a number of initiatives this year to move towards an inclusive model where we are not separating students, again, moving students and holding them until they master a concept, but really bringing supports into the classroom to support students as they learn the content necessary for them to achieve in their grade level. And that proved successful. We obviously still want higher growth. We can't get a year's worth of growth if a student's 2 years behind. They're always going to be 2 years behind. We saw us finally move into the year's worth of growth category for special education students, and so we need more.
Despite last year's gains, challenges remain to be addressed, Snowberger said. Middle school test scores declined across all subject areas, and the district will respond with more interventions. If a student falls behind, Snowberger said teachers are expected to develop a plan for that student to catch up.
We're implementing intervention structures at middle school this year for the first time, structured reading and math intervention, so that as we have students in middle school who are not on grade level, instead of trying to support them while teaching them the regular curriculum, we have intervention classes that will really go back and fill those gaps that have occurred in their mathematics instruction and reading instruction.
Christy Bloomquist, Executive Director for Student Achievement, said the district will begin using a new online tool called School Vault to follow student progress every day. Durango teachers developed the tool. They have identified discrete skills that students have to master on their way to meeting academic standards. School Vault allows teachers to determine whether individual students acquired the skills taught in a specific lesson. If a student didn't pick it up, teachers can address the deficit the very next day. In addition, the district has formed instructional leadership teams that teachers, administrators, and support staff can more effectively address student needs together. The bottom line? Snowberger said that every child in Durango School District 9R deserves to succeed, and the district is committed to doing just that. For more information about student achievement results, log on to the district's website at durangoschools.org. Now Monty Grushkin brings us our top business story.
Thank you, Ashley. I'm Monty Grushkin. For local residents, Labor Day weekend not only marks the end of summer, it's also synonymous with loud engines and packs of motorcycle riders zooming over the San Juan Skyway. This year, the rally returns on August 29th. While the throaty growl of the thousands of motorcycles may drive many locals out of town, the rally also revs up the local economy. Based on a 2010 economic impact study funded by the Ignacio Chamber of Commerce, the rally generated between $1.5 and $2.3 million during the three-day weekend. The economic impact study surveyed rally participants and found that the average rally rider spends about $160 a day. About a third of that was spent on food and drinks. The 2010 economic impact study was based on attendance of about 18,000 people. This year, rally organizers expect that 40,000 people to attend the event throughout Southwest Colorado. Based on the 2010 report, that means this year's rally could generate more than $6.4 million in economic benefit to the community in 3 days. Rally spokeswoman Mel Silva said that the rally continues to generate revenues after the Labor Day weekend because many rally attendees return the following spring and summer for additional ride time in Southwest Colorado. Silva said the rally is open to anyone who enjoys the motorcycle lifestyle, whether or not you own a motorcycle. The rally is packed with events, including 15 concerts and a signature biker bull riding competition. For more information about the 2014 Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, visit the website at fourcornersmotorcyclerally.com. Next, a look at our weather.
I'm Scotty Smith with this week's weather facts. A major part of the summer monsoon season is lightning in the high country. From 2004 to 2013, Colorado recorded 18 lightning strike fatalities, ranking it third highest in the nation behind Florida and Texas. Later in the program, we'll tell you how to avoid being struck by lightning, but first, stay tuned for your up-to-the-minute weather forecast. Inside Durango's top news stories have been brought to you by the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. It's America's train.
Everyone's on a budget, and we have several programs that are available that will meet those needs so that it does fit within your budget.
We're family here. They like the way they're treated. They like the way we present the numbers. There is nothing under question. They know exactly what they're getting. The quality of the Honda is number one. You want to get into a car that you know you can depend on for years and years, and it's not going to break down. It's going to be what it's presented to be.
This is the story of a company that has its roots in Southwest Colorado. A story about two college friends who founded a local business, of their families and the families of their staff, and of generations to come. It's about the concerns we hold, the passions we share, and the bonds that unite us. We are the Wells Group. And for 3 decades, we've been proud to be a part of the Southwest Colorado community.
At Durango Motor Company, our sales consultants are not paid on commission.
That's right. They're paid based on how satisfied you are with your purchase and not on how much you spent.
They're here to help you make a smart choice to find the right vehicle that you'll love.
A relaxed shopping experience where our sales consultant's top priority is your satisfaction. It's part of our promise to you, our guests.
Durango Motor Company, a new company, a new philosophy.
This portion of local news has been brought to you by Alpine Bank. Locally owned, locally operated. Alpine Bank.
I'm Ashley Dixon, coming to you from the top of the Crossroads building. Thanks to the community's generosity, more than 500 students in Bayfield, Durango, and Ignacio have the school supplies they need to get the education they deserve. Gearing up for school can put up quite a burden on a family's budget. According to an annual survey by the Huntington Bank, families of middle school students will spend an average of $312 on school supplies. For high school students, that amount is closer to $350. And that doesn't include the new clothes, lunch money, or extracurricular fees. The growing cost of school supplies is one of the reasons that the La Plata Family Centers Coalition holds an annual school supply drive for low-income families. The coalition, along with the help of 99X Radio and 92.9 The Point, held its 16th annual back-to-school drive backpack on August 15th at Walmart. Roseanne McDermott, Executive Director of the Family Center Coalition, said students and their families are always grateful to get new backpacks filled with pencils, notebooks, crayons, and other school supplies.
No, this is one of those things that we love to be a part of, and we love to give back to our community in any way that we possibly can. And to do a school supply drive for the kids, I mean, this makes such a huge difference. Back to school costs are exceeding $600 to send your average elementary student back to school with. So it can be ridiculous, especially for some of these low-income families, to send them back to school with the supplies that they need to get the education that they deserve.
Radio station 99X and 92.9 The Point supported the event with a live telecast. The United Way of Southwest Colorado, the La Plata Electric Association, and the Durango Education Foundation also supported the school supply drive. BP donated 500 backpacks that were distributed to students in Durango, Bayfield, and Ignacio. All the backpacks are gone, but the Family Center Coalition still has school supplies available. Call the La Plata Family Center Coalition at 385-4747 before stopping in. Taking his hat off and placing his hand over his heart during the national anthem didn't quite cut it for Andy Pujol. After spending 2 days as a volunteer at Ground Zero following the 9/11 attacks in New York, Pujol wanted to do more. With the help of an army of supporters, sponsors, and friends, Pujol started Building Homes for Heroes, a program that aims to provide disabled veterans with mortgage-free housing. That was in 2006, and in the beginning, Pujol struggled to find injured veterans to participate in the program. Local agencies were reluctant to make referrals because of privacy regulations. Now, with the help of sponsors like Mortgage Bank, JP Morgan Chase, Home Depot, Advanced Auto Parts, William Ryan Homes, and Fox News, Homes for Heroes is receiving national attention, and as a result, the organization is remodeling homes for veterans nationwide, many of whom are severely wounded veterans from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Building Homes for Heroes matches veterans with a house in their community that has been repossessed in foreclosure by JP Morgan Chase. Homes for Heroes then raises funds to remodel the house to meet the needs of veterans. If a foreclosure can't be found, Homes for Heroes will raise the funds to build the house from the ground up. In either case, the veteran winds up with an accessible home, mortgage-free. Qualified vets also participate in financial counseling workshops to prepare for home ownership. Although they receive the home for free, they still must cover insurance, property taxes, and maintenance. The counseling sessions also are provided for free. Last year, Building Homes for Heroes provided 17 mortgage-free homes to veterans in Connecticut, Arizona, and Florida. This year, the organization hopes to provide 25 vets with homes in Florida, Arizona, Texas, California, and the Washington, D.C. area. Building Homes for Heroes supports its programs with fundraising projects, including nationwide, several events this Labor Day weekend. There's even some here in Durango. On Friday, a party on 10th Street west of Main Avenue will feature the Kirk James Blues Band. Food and beer will be available for purchase. On Saturday, the Durango Elks Club will host a barbecue featuring the Jelly Bellies as the entertainment. Then on Sunday morning, prior to the motorcycle and classic car parade, Durango Party Rental will host the 7th annual Burrito Breakfast in the Transit Center parking lot, with all the proceeds benefiting Homes for Heroes. And finally, Durango Harley-Davidson will host a vendor fair featuring bike accessories, food, and beer sales. All beer sales during the weekend will benefit Homes for Heroes. For more information about the Labor Day events that will benefit Building Homes for Heroes, contact Durango Party Rental at 259-6009. Up next, an interview with Lynn Urban, Executive Director of United Way of Southwest Colorado, and Tim Walsworth, Executive Director of the Durango Business Improvement District. United Way of Southwest Colorado raises hundreds of thousands of dollars for our region's nonprofits. I'm here with Lynn Urban and Tim Walsworth from the Business Improvement District to talk about what this year's campaign includes. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So Lynn, I'll start with you. I know you guys do so much here in Southwest Colorado, and it's always changing throughout the year. So what is on the agenda for the next couple of months for the United Way?
Well, at United Way, we're just kicking off our 2014 campaign, which means we're going to start raising funds for all the nonprofits we support, which means that's 47 of them.
47?
47 of them.
So never a slow day for you, I'm
No,
sure.
never. And specifically, we work in areas of education. We want kids to graduate. Health, we want people to live the healthiest lives they can. And self-reliance, we want people to have financial stability. So those are the areas we focus on. That's why we raise our money.
Nice. And Durango loves a good fundraiser. I mean, that's the truth. So what is the next thing that you guys are preparing for, gearing up to raise money?
The next big thing is the San Juan Brewfest. And
so you've combined fundraising and beer.
Exactly.
That is a good recipe for Durango.
Exactly. It fits our town well. We usually have a great turnout, and this year it's looking to be bigger and better than ever.
Wow. So bigger, more breweries, more space. What's changed for this year?
More breweries, more bands, and more people coming already. We have advanced ticket sales that are record-breaking so far.
Record-breaking. Now, Tim, you're kind of the guy on the streets organizing a lot of this, so I know you're excited for it, but it's been a lot of planning.
Yeah, like you said, we're never bored in what we do. The San Juan Brewfest, though, is a great event. It's really becoming a destination event, I believe, for the area. We've got people coming in from literally all over the nation. I just went through the ticket list the other day. It's Delaware, it's Virginia,
really?
It's Wyoming, it's California, it's Texas, and all over Colorado and the Four Corners area. And we really are excited. We have 50 breweries coming. It's a great lineup. If people want to learn about beer, that's what this event is about. It's a tasting. Okay. And so we give you a little tasting glass when you enter, and you can go to these 50 breweries. They'll all have at least 2 beers for you to try. And you can go and find the ones that you like and you don't like for the next time that you're at the store deciding what you want.
So a little quick math, 100 beers you can try at this event.
At a minimum. And you shouldn't try all of them.
Yeah, that's not
we do not recommend that. We do not recommend that, but there will just be all kinds of options for people to learn about beer. And we know Colorado and Durango, we love our craft beer. We have a great craft beer culture here and in our state. We're bringing in breweries, though, all over from the nation for people to come and learn about beer. And these breweries, they love telling you about their product and how is it made and what's unique about it.
Yeah. Awesome. So it's in Buckley Park. I'm sure you guys already seems like you're going to have an absolutely amazing turnout. Where can more people go to get more information? Are there still tickets available?
Yeah, there are tickets available, and you can learn all about it at sanjuanbrewfest.com, and it's Saturday, August 23rd, 1 to 5 at Buckley Park. It's right over there.
Perfect. We can literally see it from where we're filming. We timed it just like that. So, and for more people who want to get more information about United Way, particularly here in Southwest Colorado, where's a good place for them to go?
Yes, if they would like to volunteer or donate or learn more about us, they can go to our website, which is unitedway-swco.org, or call us 247-9444.
9444. That's an easy number to remember.
Yeah, there's a lot of great charities in our town. We know you started talking about fundraisers, and there's a lot of them. My heart's with United Way. I think they're one of the best. They take good care of your money. There's very low overhead, and they really make sure that donations are making a difference. Education, health, and self-reliance, those are building blocks for people to be successful. When you give to charity, you want to know that it works.
Yeah.
It works when you give to United Way.
Awesome. And it sounds like this is already a success, so I'm sure it's going to be even greater on Saturday.
That's right.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We've got more Inside Durango news when we return.
This portion of local news has been brought to you by Alpine Bank. Locally owned, locally operated. Alpine Bank.
Candace Jeep has a busy schedule. She runs an audiology practice in Durango. It's not easy running your own business. That's why she chooses to bank at Alpine Bank. Being able to make business deposits without stepping out of the office saves time. And she loves how the Alpine Bank mobile app makes it easy to keep track of personal finances from anywhere, giving Candace the freedom to focus on what really matters. Alpine Bank in downtown Durango and Three Springs.
X-Rock 105.
Welcome and come in. Open the door to the craftsmanship of home building at the Durango Area Parade of Homes, September 26th through 28th. Tour beautiful and unique homes and make Friday evening a date night with the Homes Under the Stars party. This year's event includes special events like the Kids Lego Building Contest, a container gardening contest, and a poker run. There's something for everyone at the Parade of Homes this year. Make September 26th through 28th a weekend to come in, look around, and celebrate some of the most elegant homes in Durango. The Durango Holiday Inn would like to invite you to the Sporting News Grill for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs, it's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face.
This week's sports news from Durango and further afield is brought to you by Mercy Regional Medical Center. Inspiring health.
Coming to you from on top of the Crossroads building, I'm Jordan Alexander. For the hunters among us, Colorado Parks and Wildlife announced that there are still 20,000 leftover big game and turkey licenses available. Over-the-counter elk licenses are also now up for grabs. The licenses include pronghorn, elk, deer, bear and turkey, and they can all be hunted over the legal hunting lands which span over 23 million acres of land nationwide. Colorado Parks and Wildlife Public Information Officer Matt Robbins explained in a news release that our state boasts some of the largest elk herds around. And if you're new to big game hunting, the CPW website features their elk hunting university with tutorials and advice for license purchases, the hunt itself, equipment, safety and much more. To see a full list of available licenses, head to your nearest CPW office or visit cpw.state.co.us. The Durango Coors Light BCAPL 8-Ball Pool League is finally over. After more than 4 months of action, Team Hawaii have emerged victorious as the champions. The team of 4 played a total of 480 games between them. Curtis Ellifritz led his team with a win percentage of 68 from 82 wins out of 120 played. Teammate Bruce Leclerc was next with 65% from 78 wins. Nate Monroe earned 63% win percentage after his 69 wins through 112 games. And the last of the regulars, Nick Walton, held a 58 win percentage from 69 wins. Dave Tierpak chipped in for 5 wins during week 11. Fair and Foul fought valiantly, but ended up 8 points off the top spot, followed by I Dream of Greenies in third, way back on 253. Incognito scored 246 to put them in 4th place, and Perfect Popolas came 5th with 238. In the losing half of the table, well, we shouldn't say losing, as it's the taking part that counts, right? Change Gamers was 6th with Zuppies 7th, Roadrunners 8th, and the Beatles, whose full name we can't repeat on television, concludes our 9-team spread in last place. With rumours of an even more competitive full pool league, our pool hiatus might not last long at all. So for more information, visit pongasdurango.com. It's man and bike versus the mountain this week as the USA Pro Cycling Challenge begins. The 7-stage race began on August 18th, and that Tuesday saw the athletes back at Aspen again for a near 2,000-foot ascent to Crested Butte. Stage 3 on Wednesday saw the athletes surpass the 10,000 feet mark on a course that led them from Gunnison to Monarch Mountain. Stage 4 is a circuit track that starts at and ends at Colorado Springs. Woodland Park to Breckenridge is Friday's action and Stage 5, with Stage 6 another circuit course from Vail. The final stage takes place August 24th from Boulder to Denver. With 12 teams involved, the race is as competitive as ever. Aspen local TJ Van Garderen comes back home after a 5th place finish at the Tour de France. He came 2nd in 2012 and 1st in 2013. Can he repeat? And Boulder resident Tom Danielson looks to add a USA Pro Challenge win to his back-to-back tour of Utah triumphs. Only in its 4th year, the USA Pro Challenge is quickly establishing itself as one of the most prestigious races in the country, attracting athletes from all over the globe. And how could we forget 2012's race that captivated our little mountain town in cycling spirit when the tour began on Main Street, just below me. You can follow along with the race on TV, on your mobile phone, or at usaprocyclingchallenge.com. Now next up, we're going to jump straight in with Fort Lewis College news. We've got the Skyhawks men's soccer team, and they're only 2 weeks away from the start of the season. And while most teams use the first day of pre-season for some team building or fitness, head coach Ogie Kennedy had other ideas. His team were thrown right into the deep end with a match against Division I top 5th ranked team University of New Mexico. In comparison to Fort Lewis, UNM have been in training for weeks, and the score reflected. A 3-0 opening loss for the Skyhawks, but Coach Kennedy said it was a game with its positives. The score was 1-0 at halftime, with the majority of last year's returning players in the starting lineup. FLC Soccer host their alumni game on the 30th of August. And in other soccer news, a brand new dedicated weekly soccer show is coming to Inside Durango TV, packed full of local soccer highlights and interviews with players and coaches. So stay tuned for IDTV for more information. Now for this week's sports tutorial, we join Backcountry Experience to continue our hiking adventures.
So now that we have both of our shelters set up and we've had a full day of hiking behind us, it's time to start thinking about some water. Water for dinner tonight and water for early tomorrow morning so we don't have to worry about it. So Dave's going to show us 2 different ways to do some water filtration for us.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Migo.
Woo. So, like Thad said, I got 2 different ways to treat water for consumption and to cook with. One is a mechanical filter, and the other is a chemical method. Let's start with the filter. So the advantage to filtering water over treating it chemically is that it's quick. As soon as I'm done pumping this, I'm going to have fresh, clean water to drink. And two, most filters have some kind of carbon element in addition to the part of the filter that takes out the germs, and that carbon element removes some of the funny tastes like minerals or maybe some chemical deposit from a mine or who knows where. So one end of the filter, called the intake hose, usually has a little floater on it to keep it from sinking to the bottom and picking up sediment. So I'm just going to put that in my clear flowing water source. It's always best if we can find something that's reasonably clear and flowing to start with rather than having to deal with a stagnant pond. On this and many other styles of filter, I can just screw the filter onto the top of my bag or my water bottle. Like so. And all I need to do is start pumping. And this particular water filter by Katadyn has two pistons inside the pump housing, which means that it sucks water in on both the upstroke and the downstroke. So now that we've filtered some water, let's take a look at chemical water treatment. How it works is there's a solution A and a solution B. And once I've filled my bladder with water over here, I need to mix my solution. So it comes with a little mixing cup that I carefully set out, and I simply put the correct number of drops, which is 7. Put 7 drops of each chemical mixture into the cup. And then I wait 5 minutes after mixing the two chemicals. Okay, I've checked with my watch, and now that my 5 minutes is up, all I need to do is take my cured Aquamira solution, dump it in the bladder, give it a couple shakes, and wait 15 to 30 minutes. The instructions say 15 for warmer water and up to 30 for cooler water. So since the water's pretty much always cold in Colorado's high country, I generally wait 30 minutes and then it's safe to drink.
The weekly sports news has been brought to you by Mercy Regional Medical Center, inspiring health.
My name is Doug Gunnels, and I run G&G Farms, which is a family-owned company here in Center, Colorado. I raise certified seed potatoes. The business started about 40 years ago with my grandfather. Potato production in itself is a very cash-intensive, demanding, seasonal situation. My farm is branching off into different kinds of varieties that maybe have special uses and a special place on the grocer's shelf. I feel that's a way to move my business forward. First Southwest Bank, they're my partner, and they help me do a lot of good things. I have known my loan officer for many, many years, and I'm very comfortable with her. And one huge thing with First Southwest Bank is that I know everybody from the teller to the CEO and president. They don't think they're in an ivory tower. They know who their customer is. They know what it takes to get their customer to where they want to be, and they have the means and the drive and the foresight to know how to guide a customer to his best success and therefore guide their own success as well. This is my there.
Next, the business update, brought to you by the First Southwest Bank and the La Plata County Economic Alliance.
I'm Monty Grushkin with your business update, coming to you from the top of the Crossroads building in downtown Durango. Hiring an intern can be a boon to your business. You can get an employee with a fresh perspective for a little or no cost, and it gives you the chance to preview someone's performance before making a long-term hire. On the other hand, hiring an intern can turn into a nightmare. I visited with Pat Domer, the Career Services Coordinator for the Fort Lewis College School of Business Administration, to find out how to work with an intern to benefit both you and your new employee. Welcome, I'm Monty Grushkin. I'm here today with Pat Domer, who is the Career Services Coordinator for Fort Lewis College School of Business Administration. And additionally, she helps out with the School of Education. Welcome, Pat.
Thank you, Monty.
So tell us a little bit about the internship program and how that works.
I think it's important to start by defining what an internship is. And the definition of an internship is a one-time work or service experience that complements a student's major or career path.
Fantastic. And so what are some of the goals of the program in terms of what Fort Lewis College would like to see, what the business would like to see, what some of the students' objectives are?
I'll start with the students' objectives because they're trying to determine if this is a viable career path for them. A lot of times an internship helps a student identify a field that they do not want to go to work in.
Interesting.
But it also exposes them to the world of work. And they learn about professionalism and what it's like to be outside the campus.
So how is it that students get connected with a business?
We have a number of ways. We have a web-based job posting site called the Skyhawks Job Source.
Okay.
We also have the Chamber of Commerce. We work very closely with them.
So tell me a little bit about how business might get in contact with you and let you know what type of internship is available at their company.
The best way is to reach us by phone. Our phone numbers are on the website.
Okay.
We also have a job posting system called the Skyhawks Job Source, where an employer can go in and post positions 24/7.
Okay, so given the experience that you've had with this, tell me a little bit about some of the internship programs that you think have been very successful, and you know, what are some of the companies that you've worked with?
You know, it's been really exciting in the 3 years since we've been here. It's just exploded, and we've got great support from local Durango companies. We have a wonderful story out of Stone Age Tools in Bodo Park. A young man took a position there, an internship 2 years ago, to analyze inventories, and did such a fine job. Upon his graduation, he was offered a full-time position there.
That's excellent. I suppose that's probably one of the key objectives, is to make it such a worthwhile internship that ultimately they could end up at that working for that company. Or do you find that most students do an internship and then go on to different companies?
Most do an internship and go on to different companies. Durango is interesting because we have some great opportunities for internships, but we have small companies. So when someone finds a gem like Stone Age did with this young man, they wanted to keep him, and it's understandable. We also have different firms like Mercury that have set internships that will rotate people through, and then may end up hiring them in a different position, but they've had that experience there.
Pat, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate your time this morning. If there are businesses out there who would like to work with Fort Lewis College to develop an internship program, how should they get in contact with you?
Through our website, www.fortlewis.edu/career services, or they can call me. I'm one of 3 coordinators on campus. My number is 970-247-7562. And if I'm not the right coordinator for you, I can certainly put you in touch with my colleagues.
The School of Business found placements for more than 60 students last year. We have several interns here at Inside Durango TV. Scotty Smith, who serves as our weather reporter, Alex Wheeler, Alicia Gray, and Remy Majeski. Thanks to all of you for your hard work this past summer. In the meantime, if you'd like to know more about internships, contact Pat Domer at domer_pat@fortlewis.edu. With the increased use of technology and information sharing, maintaining privacy in the 21st century has become increasingly more difficult. And maintaining client and employee privacy is a big concern for business. How do you protect privacy while getting rid of outdated or unwanted records? Scott Faskin with Colorado Document Security in Grand Junction, Colorado, specializes in the destruction of confidential records in compliance with state and federal law. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, the Fair and Accurate Credit Transaction Act, and the Graham-Leach-Bliley Act are but a few of the laws that detail requirements for the destruction of confidential records. Any business that doesn't destroy confidential records properly faces heavy fines. HIPAA violations alone can cost more than $1 million. Fasken will discuss how to destroy confidential records at the next Chamber of Commerce Lunch and Learn, scheduled at noon on Wednesday, August 27th at the First National Bank of Durango. He will cover how to identify whether you're responsible for proper destruction of confidential records and how to do due diligence to protect the privacy of employees, clients, and shareholders. Cost for the lunch is $10 for Chamber members and $20 for non-members. The fee includes lunch catered by Diggs Restaurant. If you wish to attend, register online at durangobusiness.org or by calling 247-0312. The bank asks that all attendees please use street parking during the event. Up next, Roger Zalneritis with the La Plata County Economic Alliance, here with your local update on the local economy.
Last month we talked about liquefied natural gas terminals, and this month I want to talk a little bit about how our economy here in La Plata County has been performing through the first half of the year. So a little bit of background. We at the Alliance track the economy at yeslpc.com on something called the Economic Dashboard. And that originated from a meeting my first year here. The Federal Reserve of Kansas City came out and gave a presentation, and the audience asked, why don't you present more information about our local economy? Why the whole region? And the response from the Federal Reserve was there isn't a lot of good information that is timely at the local level. And by timely, they mean how the economy is performing last month as opposed to last year. And that's where we came up with the idea for the dashboard, was to provide a collection of information relevant to our local economy for, say, June of 2014 as opposed to November of 2013, which is now 9 months behind us. So what we look at is the things that are important for our economy. We look at housing starts, permits, tourism, gas and oil drilling. We even look at energy use by companies, because if companies don't have their lights on, they're probably not open, right? So we look at a couple of different factors, 20 total indicators as recently as last week that might have come out, but nothing more than 2 months old, in order to figure out how our economy is doing. And we just simply say if this particular indicator for June of this year is greater than it was for June of last year, then we know that that particular indicator is improving. And when you look at the same time period from 1 year to the previous year, that's called a diffusion index. And basically it's just a technical term meaning we're looking at the same time from last year. It's what the Federal Reserve uses to help determine where they set interest rates. So I figure if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for us too, particularly since I was responding to one of their needs. But anyway, you look and say if it's improving by so much, more than 2% compared to last year, or it's decreased by more than 2% than last year, we think that's significant. So we either give it a 1 if it's increased by more than 2%, or we give it a -1 if it's decreased by more than 2% compared to last year. As I said, we have 20 indicators. We just add those 1s and 0s and -1s up and we get a number. It's either 4 or it's -2 or it's -6 or it's 10. And that tells us a little bit how the economy performed. And as I mentioned, if it has to grow or shrink by more than 2% for us to think it's significant, if you look at the chart that we provide, you also see that there's a band in the middle that's blue. That band means we're not really sure if the economy is growing or shrinking. We just don't have enough confidence in the one number to say that that's growth or shrinking. So between +2 and -2, we say the economy is neutral. But if you look for the first half of this year and also the last half of last year, our numbers have been pretty consistently in the green. So we've really seen some strong economic growth for the last 10 months or so here in Durango. It's flattened out a little bit here in June of 2014, but the reason that's happened is because in June of last year, we had some extraordinary one-time events. So what you'll probably see for the rest of the year, because those were one-time events last year, is a little bit flatter of an economic growth number in this dashboard. But then as we move into 2015, we'll probably see that growth, those green trends start coming back up again. So basically, in sum, using the dashboard, we can say that the economy's been doing pretty well, not only for the first half of this year, but the end of last year as well. Again, my name's Roger. I'm with the Economic Development Alliance. Our website's yeslpc.com. And if you have any questions related to economic development or our economy here, please feel free to contact me, info@yeslpc.com. And I'll even read them and address them here online and here on TV. Thank you.
I'm Monty Grushkin. That's it for this week's Business Update. Please send me your business ideas for future stories for our broadcast at ideas@durangotv.com.
The Business Update has been brought to you by First Southwest Bank, and the La Plata County Economic Alliance.
Welcome to the Irish Embassy Pub Durango. We import the majority of our products straight from the Emerald Isle, and let's get it right. You want your Guinness directly imported from Dublin. You want it stored at precisely the right temperature. And you want the pour to be a matter of taste and science. You want a pull with the patience and precision that it deserves. And if that wasn't authentic enough, you want to enjoy it in a pub where the shelves are stocked with 24 different kinds of Irish whiskey. Yes, you want the true Irish experience. Come visit us at the Irish Embassy Pub Durango.
Durango Party Rental is the source in the Four Corners for weddings and special events. We offer the largest and highest quality selection of tents and events equipment in the area. Our full-service professional event consultants can provide the care and attention to detail that result in a flawless event, so you can relax knowing you are in good hands. Be sure to check out our incredible private event venue at La Plata Pond. Give us a call or visit our website to see how we can help you put it all together perfectly.
It's full steam ahead at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Enjoy a historic trip through southwest Colorado's rich scenery with daily train excursions through the spectacular San Juan Mountains. See the world-famous 400-foot drop at the High Line. Relax as you chug along the Upper Animas River and spend an afternoon in the historic mining town of Silverton. Stop by the depot or call 247-2733. Get more information on our website at durangotrain.com.
Southwest Colorado Lifestyles with Ashley Dixon is sponsored by The Wells Group.
I'm Ashley Dixon, coming to you from the top of the Crossroads building. Chimney Rock between Pagosa Springs and Durango is Colorado's newest national monument. It preserves one of the most spectacular examples of what remains of the Chicoan culture in southwest Colorado. On August 10th, Chimney Rock was the site for a moonlight tour. IDTV's Preston Benson takes us there.
The ruins and natural wonder of Chimney Rock National Monument leaves visitors with a sense of mystery. Who were the people who settled here over 1,000 years ago? The ruins are estimated to have held a population of 200 people on top of the small ridgeline leading to the natural formation. The people who inhabited the area are believed to have lived in a hierarchical society, ruled by astronomer priests who gained power and prestige in being able to predict astrological events. In honor of its astroarchaeological origins, Chimney Rock National Monument has hosted several full moon programs over the summer. The August 10th moon was the fourth of 5 total supermoons this year. Not only was it a supermoon, but this moon was closer to the Earth than it will be for the rest of the year. A supermoon occurs when the moon's distance is within 10% of the minimum possible distance away from Earth. The moon moves around the Earth in an elliptical orbit, and the Earth is at one focus of that ellipse. When the moon reaches its closest point to Earth along its orbit, this is known as the perigee moon, as was the August 10th full moon. When the moon is farthest away, it is known as the apogee moon. When the moon is at perigee, it is about 31,000 miles closer to Earth than it is during apogee. It is also about 14% bigger and 30% brighter. Chimney Rock was most likely the primary source for the Chacoan culture's astrological and calendrical knowledge. The jagged horizon of the easterly San Juan Mountains made Chimney Rock a particularly great place to measure the cycles of the moon and sun, providing information about equinoxes and solstices. Perhaps the most amazing celestial event to witness at Chimney Rock is the major lunar standstill, where every 18.6 years the moon reaches the most northerly point on the horizon and rises between the spires of Chimney Rock. The next major lunar standstill event begins in 2022. Chimney Rock will hold 2 additional full moon programs this year, featuring the last supermoon of the year on September 9th and a blood moon on October 8th.
The moon tour you just watched was made possible by the all-volunteer Chimney Rock Interpretive Association headquartered in Pagosa Springs. The association was established 25 years ago by a group of volunteers to open the site to visitors. It had been closed previously by the San Juan National Forest Service to protect the site from vandalism. Now, with the volunteer program in place, Chimney Rock in all its beauty and mystery is open to the public. Administrative Director Danielle Lentjes said about 100 volunteers a year provide tours, raise funds, and provide other services. A staff of 60 volunteers manages the Chimney Rock site. Even though the area was designated a national monument last year, neither the Forest Service nor the Park Service provides funding to manage the site. About 9,000 visitors a year take advantage of tours offered between May 15th and September 30th. Cost is $12 for adults, $6 for children, with kids under 5 allowed to participate in the tours for free. Lentjes says having so many volunteers has its advantages. Each adds his or her own interests and perspectives to the tour.
This is, I think, what makes Chimney Rock really unique and what probably attracts our volunteers is because we don't really have a strict script to follow. We do have a core curriculum for our tour guides, but then they are encouraged to bring their own flavor to the tour as well. So you never get the same tour twice. So maybe you have a geology buff who is your tour guide. So they're gonna make sure that they get the core curriculum in, but then they might add their own flair to it.
If you're interested in volunteering for the association or want to take a Chimney Rock tour, visit the website at chimneyrockco.org. Up next, the weather.
I'm Scotty Smith with this week's weather facts. In southwest Colorado, lightning can strike every square mile up to 9 times a year. Despite the statistics, your odds of getting struck by lightning still remain very low. Based on data from the U.S. Census Bureau, the odds of being struck by lightning in Colorado are around 1 in 550,000. Just in case you find yourself in a lightning storm, remember these tips from the National Weather Service. Get off any exposed elevations if possible, squat on the ground on 2 feet, or find a group of trees for shelter. Never seek shelter under an isolated tree. Stay away from bodies of water and any object that conducts electricity like power lines or barbed wire fences. Never lie flat on the ground. And avoid open fields. If you're planning on any recreational activities in the high country, get an early start to potentially avoid these afternoon monsoons and lightning strikes. Now, stay tuned for Inside Durango TV for your up-to-the-minute weather forecast. Southwest Colorado Lifestyles with Ashley Dixon is sponsored by The Wells Group.
First National Bank of Durango, committed to our community since 1882, where our friendly bankers help you achieve your financial goals.
We put you first!
Stop by one of our 5 locations or visit us online at fnbdurango.com.
Every day, Fast Signs helps businesses with their visual communications. We ask the right questions, which makes your facility safe and more efficient. We recommend smart solutions, and people get where they're going. We bring new ideas and help you build your business. Fast Signs offers more than signs and graphics. We're innovators, planners, and designers, and we're more than ready to help. For more information or to request a consultation, visit fastsigns.com.
If you love Durango, grab this edition of Durango Magazine today. Explore Durango's vibrant art scene in a nearby city that disappeared. Discover what's happening on the Animas River and what Durango families do for fun with their kids. Dining guide and Durango's dream homes too. Captivating stories, award-winning design, and stunning local photography. Durango Magazine, serving people who love Durango since 1986. By mail, your hotel room, free racks all around town, and at Magpie's newsstand.
This portion of Arts and Entertainment with Ted Holting is brought to you by the Strater Hotel.
You probably recognize this familiar setting here at 9th and Main downtown, but you may not know that just above us it's the studio and sometimes gallery of photographer McCarson Jones, the proprietor of Red Scarf Shots. Normally you might find yourself here to discuss your upcoming wedding, photography, or perhaps even a private photo session. That's Carson's bread and butter. But Thursday offers something a bit different here at Red Scarf Shots, and that's what brings us to this intimate space. This one-night-only show is called La Femme, and while we can't show you exactly what you'll see in the show, this is a family broadcast after all, we can say hello to Carson and let her tell us a little bit about it.
Tell us about La Femme. I'm not even going to approach it because, well, you'll see why. Why don't you tell us what's going on here?
I love the way you're looking around without saying anything.
Well, you know, this is TV, but it's not all suitable for TV. So.
No, you're right. La Femme was a project I started working on this year, and it was something that I wanted to do just to have some women be able to express themselves in a way that was sensual and somewhat erotic and also, flirtatious or whatnot. And I really wanted women to be able to just embrace their own skin and, be able to be comfortable. And it's really hard to do that when you're topless being photographed. So
it certainly is. And Durango's a small town. How did you get them to do this?
Well, I kept thinking about all of the women that I wanted in this show, and I thought of the women who would be appropriate and who would probably say yes. Many of the women in this show had mentioned to me in the past that if you do another show, let me know. There are actually a few women in this show that have been in some of my other shows too. But I simply put out a call to models and asked 19 women, and 15 replied yes, and the other 4 had other commitments, so they couldn't do it. So I could have had 19 possibly, but didn't happen.
So the show that is here, La Femme, includes 16 women, is that correct?
Yes, 15 women and myself.
So 16 inclusive of you, and that picture is off my left shoulder, but we'll see if we see that or not. Again, we must be judicious in this. Well, now you do these shows from time to time. What was your personal inspiration for La Femme? I mean, obviously, you had to connect all these women. What spurred you to do that?
I saw a photo, Sandy Bruce actually shared a photo with me of a woman, and I can't remember where the woman was from, but it was of a woman and a hat and a cigar, and I fell in love with it, but it was really old-timey feel, and I really enjoyed that image, and I kept thinking how I wanted to combine it with another project that I was already thinking in my head, and then once I saw that image, I brought my piece together with that image and thought I should do a show like this. And each of my shows have some form of nude modeling in them, I think, and I'm just trying to really reach out to the Durango community about accepting that more and more, because we all have bodies. And so just bringing...
Some better than others.
I know someone who sings a funny song about that. I just really wanted the women to be able to just, be comfortable with me and accept that. And so whenever I approached them and told them my idea, they were really excited about it. And many of them were nervous, but they got over that quickly, and they all were able to really have a community together, because I did 3 different shoots with 5 women in each shoot. And so some of them knew each other and some didn't.
Oh, wow.
But the inspiration originally came from some of my ideas and then another image I saw, which it was fun to pull it together.
Remember, La Femme will only be displayed Thursday night, but you can see the whole show again and again at redscarfshots.com. Well, in the words of the great Jermaine Stewart, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time here in Durango. And there's lots more on the slate. If your weekend doesn't start until Friday, there are still some tickets for Friday night's Durango Blues Train. What started as an annual event has become so popular that it now runs twice in May and twice in August. And Saturday's final Blues Train's already sold out. There are a few tickets left for Friday's train, which includes a lineup of Matthew Curry, Leon J., One Roof Blues, Scotty Spenner, Franco Paletta and the Stingers, and C.W. Aon. Each will have a rail car, and passengers can move from one to the other like a nightclub on wheels. Get your tickets at the train depot or at the D&S&G website. Headlining Saturday's A&E calendar will be a return performance by comedian Paula Poundstone to the Community Concert Hall at Fort Lewis College. She's got a loyal following here in the Southwest, especially among KSUT listeners who hear her often on NPR's wildly popular show, Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Paula's been doing the stand-up thing for a lot of years and no longer even needs to work from a script. Every show is different and changes with each audience, so even if you caught her a couple of years ago, you can expect to see a completely different show this time around. Now, if the big ticket events are out of your budget this weekend, there's a full slate of local music as well. Still plenty of outdoor music at the Balcony, which will have the great Robin Davis on Thursday, the fabulous Lawn Chair Kings Friday, and Garage Rock with Papa Otis on Saturday night. At the Derailed, it's solo rock with Dustin Burley on Thursday, the Chills on Friday, and Neil Nelson and the Saloonatics on Saturday. Moe's has live music with Bent Rocket on Friday night. Then their regular Saturday night dance party will feature sounds by DJs Peter Robot and Code Star. Keep up to date with everything that's happening downtown Durango. Watch early and often. For IDTV, I'm Ted Holteen.
That's it for this edition of Inside Durango News. And for more about what's going on in Durango, log on to what'shappeningdurango.com. Post your free event today and join the one-stop, easy-to-use events calendar for Durango. A special thanks to the Crossroads Building and to Robbie Overfield for providing the music for this edition of Inside Durango News. I'm Ashley Dixon. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, keep watching. You'll like what you see.
Tune in weekly to watch Inside Durango News, your source for what's going on in Southwest Colorado. Powered by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. You can watch Inside Durango News anytime at durangotv.com.